Has someone ever told you that the law of Yahweh is against us? They may have cited Colossians 2:14, which says in some Bibles, blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, contrary to us. He took it out of the way, nailing it to his cross. If you look at Colossians 2, verse 14, the word handwriting is the Greek word cheirographon, but it's only used one time in the Greek New Testament. However, it's used in other literature in Greek, specifically in the deuterocanonical book of Tobit. This is Tobit chapter 5, and I'm reading from the Brenton's translation, interlinear of the Septuagint. But you'll see the word right there, and I've got it linked to Colossians 2:14. That's the word cheirographon. Here in verse 1, Tobias then answered and said, Father, I will do all things which thou hast commanded me, but how can I receive the money, seeing I know him not? Then he gave him the handwriting, and said unto him, Seek a man which may go with thee, and I will give him wages whiles I yet live, and go and receive the money. Now here's the same text in the New Revised Standard Version, Apocrypha. If you look at verse 3, then Tobit answered his son Tobias, He gave me his bond, and I gave him my bond. I divided this in two. We each took one part. What this is referring to is money that is owed by one party in debt to another party. This is the Theological Dictionary of the New Testament, 1 volume, cheirographon. Number 1 definition, a document is written in one's own hand as a proof of obligation, a note of indebtedness. So there's a written certificate, a handwriting proof that they owe a particular debt. When the debt is paid, the handwriting, or the piece of paper that the handwriting is on, is then destroyed. You'll find this still done at some restaurants where when you go up to pay your tab at the end of the meal, they take your receipt and they put it over a receipt spike. The receipt spike makes a hole in the document, showing that it is no longer a debt that is owed. If you'll notice here in the New Revised Standard Version, Colossians 2:14 says, erasing the record that stood against us with its legal demands, he set this aside, nailing it to the cross. So Colossians 2:14 is not saying that Yahweh's law is against us. Joshua 1 says when we do it, we'll have great success and we'll prosper. It's not the law that's against us. It's our sins against the law that become contrary to us. On the cross, Christ demolished Satan, all the evil forces. He took away the record of our debt with its legal demands. That's what Colossians 2:14 is talking about. It's not saying that Christ died so that we can now break the law.